Hey everybody, Spidey here, and as always, I hope you're having a marvelous day. We've got something a little different for the channel than what we normally do. I have a local friend named Andy who has a buddy, found an old binder. I think it's a dusty binder of Marvel cards. He wants me to go through it to see if he has anything special, so let's check it out.
My name's Jeffrey. I've got some Marvel cards from when I was a kid, a long time ago. And my buddy Andy has a mutual friend, Justin, who's supposed to be an expert. So I've got these old cards in an old dirty binder. We're gonna pull them out and see what they're worth. So, hey, Justin.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Nice.
How are you doing, man? What do you got here?
An old binder of cards, man, and a few that were just in another box. Oh. Not quite in the binder, so I didn't figure I'd put them in. So.
You were not lying.
It's
Andy said it was an old dusty binder. Did you dig it up?
It's made a few trips and moves through college. I got them when I was 10 years old. It's just, they've been in there.
It hadn't been in a time capsule.
No, it hadn't. It's just been, in a garage. So, yeah.
I'll pull up a chair. Let's go through them. So tell me a little bit about your history with these cards.
I don't have a whole lot of history. Like, my dad worked at a drugstore at Eckerd's way back in the day.
Eckerd's.
It's been a minute, but yeah.
I remember Eckerd's.
And they sold cards, so I was a little kid, 8, 9, 10 years old, like go in there and, hey, Daddy, can I have a pack of cards? Yeah, kid, leave me alone. Here's $1. You get a pack of cards. So I just constantly got cards. And when he was had one in the mall, he was in a store in the mall, and they had a cards going to collectibles.
I remember well.
Yeah, and so I'd be up there with him. He'd be like, go watch a movie, go by the card store, and I'd pick up some packs and just have them,
Do you think you kept everything in this binder?
Mostly, I may have another binder, but I feel like I've got some more somewhere, but I think they're packed away in a shed. I'd have to really dig deep, but for the most part, that's most of the Marvel stuff. Yeah.
This is most of the Marvel. Now, did you have a sibling that you collected with, or a friend, or was it just you?
No, I had a little brother, but he didn't really. He had some. I'm sure part of those are probably his too, but they're mine.
Well, let's see what we find first when we start.
No, they're all mine.
No. Well, look. So this would have been mid to early '90s. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you have any context of what year it would have been in?
Man, early '90s, 93, 94, 95, kind of. I think that's about the time.
Well, so that puts you around the same time that I started collecting Marvel cards.
Yeah.
And the period from 1990 to 96 was really when most Marvel cards were printed. So the odds of finding something pretty special is really low because they printed so much.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious because there are some special cards in those years, and you never know what you might find.
The era of when you had the crappy old X-Men cartoon.
Oh, God, don't call that crappy.
But it's awesome. You go back and watch it, you're like, oh, that stands up.
Actually, yeah. I've actually had the creators of that show on my channel multiple times.
Cool,
and so they're amazing people. And but I know what you're saying. That was the best we had as a kid to watch. And the cards was a way that we saw on TV begin to transition into our own hands. And so, you ready to get into it?
I mean, I can get after it. Let's see.
Let's do it. Oh yeah, this is classic stuff right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're looking at here, this is 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men, and this one here is not from Fleer Ultra X-Men.
Yeah. I organized those as a kid. I had some method. I was like, these have to go by some certain way, and that's just where they ended up.
Let us know, I
don't know if they're by the year. I can't remember.
You don't know how you chose to do it. Well,
year, uncoolest to coolest, least popular, most popular. But then you look, there's Wolverine and Phoenix and all that on the front, so it's not least popular.
I mean, these cards are just ingrained in most Marvel card collectors who are around our age's mind. Fleer Ultra X-Men. Is original art, and what that means is that this isn't how we saw them on the comic book, or even for the most part on the television screen. Because you got Lilandra here, who we saw in X-Men the animated series, for the first time for me as a kid, and then to see her, with this realism, fantasy
it's awesome artwork and all this. To me, was just one of the things that was so great.
So these cards here, what tends to give them value is their condition.
Yeah.
Because most people they're with the way they collect them is very much like what you see here. They went straight into
I mean,
the
you
binder.
can see there's multiples of quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Like, they're just
We would-
3 deep, you know, the same card, you know.
We would open the back. Oh, and you see, you got
Yeah, I mean, it's just 2 of them.
you got your doubles in there. But we would hold them and we would read and learn about them, and we would see their power sets and you know, to understand the characters more. I'm a big Dark Phoenix fan myself.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler here, and again more 94 Fleer Ultra X-Men. And there was various artists that contributed to this set here. And that's why you see these different styles. Like you have Bill Sienkiewicz here, who's like still very, very popular to this day, creating art that's still going on the comic books for now, even now. Again, looking for, there's in the set, if you were to buy packs from Walmart, okay, you had what you would get maybe at Eckerd's or even at Cards, Coins, and Collectibles, where you and I probably got a lot of our stuff. Walmart would have their own version of the packs.
Okay.
And they had different colors of the boxes, different colors of the packs, but they also had special cards that only went into the Walmart boxes.
Okay, cool.
And
I'm sure some of this came from Walmart.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, Walmart was a big part of our childhood as
That's
well.
right.
And if you happen to have one of those cards in here, and it's in really good condition, like you're talking about, it could sell for over $1,000.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. I'm curious about your doubles, because
Right.
maybe
There's a lot of them. There's more. You know.
maybe one's like hidden behind it.
Yeah.
And
I can't guarantee whether there's 2 stacked that it was the same 2 cards. You know, it might just be I ran out of space.
well, you see how these are called X-overs? These X-overs are the version of that Walmart card. So it would be foiled,
Okay.
and it would have different lettering in the back here. And so you have to pay attention to that. Ah. All right, so let's look at these.
And I'm sure it's like always the cool cards are the ones you handle the most. And
Oh, yeah.
look at this, buddy. It's so cool. You know, I mean,
That's exactly right.
I'm sure you like that page. You'd be like, oh, that's one of the cool pages because it has all the.
Yeah, it is. And I've always really appreciated this Magneto here with Wolverine, Professor X, and Cyclops in the background.
Yeah, those are some of my favorite. Too.
Gambit is my brother's favorite.
Really? That was my brother's favorite too. He loved Gambit. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Will loved Gambit.
So, well, I have a twin brother, and he was a big Gambit fan. And for me, it was Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 favorite. In fact, my favorite card art from the 90s is in this set. So I'm curious if we'll see it.
There, yeah, maybe. I like the Wolverine a lot as well.
Oh, well, look, this is blasphemy.
Are they in the wrong spot?
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I was not.
It really goes like this. As his beam shoots all the way across,
yeah.
and the card that goes in the middle here.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. So we got a different set here than the Fleer Ultra. This was going to be from '94 as well. This is probably, I bet this is actually more, the Marvel Universe is probably what you were getting from Eckerd's, if I had to guess.
Maybe so.
Now, did you ever go into the toy store, like you had KB Toys and things
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that?
KB was right next to Eckerd's in the mall, so like,
Yeah.
I was in there. I mean, did I? Probably. I can't tell you for sure.
Can't tell me for sure, because the reason I'm asking is if you bought any of those action figures, they would have these cards in the action figures, but on the back it would have something that would say Toy Biz as a kind of like what you call a watermark.
Okay.
And that's actually kind of a variant to the base card. And so those in high condition, graded, what they call a PSA 10, can do really well in terms of sales price. Always like this Mystique because it had the X-Men painted in the back here. I swear I pulled Albert out of Cards, Coins, and Collectibles so many times.
Right.
It's like, how many times can I get fake Wolverine?
I know.
Aha.
Yeah, this is I thought you might enjoy it.
This is just the page, but that's my favorite card of the 90s.
That's a sick card.
Yeah. This is Dan Lawless here. That's his name there. I've actually got, he did a recreation of this for me.
Really?
Yes.
Sweet.
And he did it with Spider-Man in the black costume and Wolverine in his regular costume. And it's just it's a great piece that I have. I love this card. And this card in the PSA 10 still does really well in terms of like money. It'll do a couple $100.
Oh wow!
But as you can see
That one's
here,
a little knurled, yeah.
yeah, I mean your corners are white here. You've got edging, chipping here. I'd have to pay closer attention to see if the card's centered. You can start looking by the lettering, how far it is or isn't off of the card, and then the surface and like the surface in these binders. It gets people and they don't realize it.
Yeah.
They'll say, hey, well, I've had these cars sitting, I pulled them out of the pack as a kid and put them right into the binder. So they're in great condition. But can you see this little indentation right here?
Oh, yeah.
So it's leaving a dent on all of these cards in your binder. Yeah, these 3 rings, depending on how they're stored. And so even if they went out of pack into binder, the condition can be really difficult to get.
Oh,
in
I
the
expected
PSA 10.
that going in. Like I knew they'd been. This isn't the best, method to keep one in good shape.
Look how gnarly that is.
Yeah. These are some of my favorite cards too, like the Wolverine versus. They were cool cards.
Well, what I love, this is Wolverine in his actual first appearance suit, where he's got that smaller, kind of a headpiece there. I love how crazy the Hulk looks. And I've seen the original art of this, and it's actually much bigger in terms of what else is on the art.
Really?
Yeah, the card crops it quite a bit. It's an amazing piece. Let's keep looking. So we're finishing up Fleer Ultra X-Men here, and we're starting to see a couple of different things. Here we have the 95 Fleer Ultra X-Men, and we've got 1992 Joe Jusko art, which is really cool. The Hildebrands did the 94 Marvel Masterpieces set. We'll talk about that. And then we got freeze frames, which are fun. Let's see. All right. Oh, and some metal cards. Okay.
There's a few in there.
Yeah, you got quite the mix here. So, I mean, this really speaks to the fact that you were opening up individual packs.
Yeah.
Not whole boxes.
Yeah, it was all packs. I don't know that I may have gotten like a little 5-pack box or something like that, but never a big box.
Yeah.
Always little boxes or little packs.
Very much a similar experience to me. You don't see a lot of individual pack buying now because the rare cards, people know how to feel the packs and they can feel the weight of them. And so if you're ever buying loose packs from modern sets, there's a good chance that the special cards have already been hit.
Yeah. So
you gotta be really careful buying individual packs. But back in the day, all the cards were the same size and virtually the same weight. You were like, we were just praying like
just luck of the draw, man.
Yeah, just like hoping you get a pack that doesn't give you the same cards that you already have, right?
That's right.
Wolverine versus Magneto, which is really cool. Now, okay, so this is a Chromium set, Fleer Ultra X-Men, and a lot of the artists from Andy Kubert and I believe his dad. I gotta remember. Always really liked that Phoenix, but look at how it's
stuck.
I mean, how many years has this been in the binder?
Man. Knocking on 30.
30 years?
Probably.
Come on, let's set her free.
Yeah. I'd say a solid 25.
Yeah.
Possibly 30.
Isn't that's amazing that it's been there that long?
They came out looking pretty good. I mean, I was so worried to try to pull one out. I'm like, it's just gonna pull everything off. They're gonna be so stuck, just scared to take anything out. So.
Well, and the thing is the way you look at this with the naked eye is not the way a grader looks at it. So for those who don't know, PSA is considered the #1 grading company in terms of resale value for most trading cards. Not all trading cards. I mean, you have obviously sports, you've got Pokemon or what they call trading card games, Magic the Gathering, and then Marvel. Marvel's still just kind of figuring itself out in the grading world, but overall PSA is still what gives the highest return. And when they're looking at these cards, they're looking at them with magnification.
Oh wow.
And so what you see with the naked eye is not the way the card's being graded.
Yeah.
And so that's why a lot of these that have sat in the binder do not do well, even though they look good to you, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
More metal cards, and you got more of your doubles here from the Wolverine Versus from '94. And very cool Apocalypse. And I feel I can feel them in there.
Right. There's a lot of them, man. There's a whole lot of duplicates.
Yeah. So Boris did a set from 1996. I'm really hoping that you have some of those in here. That would be really, really awesome. Oh, all right. So we have a Silver Flasher. Okay. This is Six-Armed Spider-Man, and it's an alternate M card. And the Silver Flashers came one per pack. Okay, but there's actually, I think this set has 140, 150, 138 cards, something like that. It's 100 plus cards. And so if you were opening up a box that only had 24 or 36 packs, you had to open a lot of boxes to even get up to the amount of cards that are in the set that would be a Silver Flasher. Wow. And then to get a perfect collation of a different Silver Flasher each time. So these sets are actually pretty difficult to build. A box of 1995 Marvel Metal now costs $1,500.
Yo.
Just the box,
really?
Okay?
Wow.
But if you pull a Spider-Man Silver Flasher, particularly the base card, not the alternate M, that card does, I mean, I've seen it do $1,500 in a PSA 10. And it's actually one I'm still hunting. I just graded 2 of them. And
keep flipping, maybe be lucky. I don't know. I
just graded 2 of them and they came back a PSA 9, which instead of $1,500 or $1,000, it's $100 or $125.
Wow.
So it's a big difference.
Kills it.
In value. But
it's a cool card, though.
It is a cool card, but what makes these cards special to me, I'm not going to say it matters to other people, is that the metal brand, the metal brand in sports and in Marvel is often the most valuable card that sells.
Oh, wow.
Let me give you some examples. 1996 was Kobe Bryant's rookie year, and the year that they made the first sports metal product for basketball with what they call precious metal gems, affectionately known as PMGs, because who wants to say precious metal gems all the time? Well, this set came in 95, so it's the inaugural set for metal.
Okay.
It did well here, and they chose to make it for the sports as well. Well, those PMGs for Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan have sold for over $1 million. Okay. There's a long history here. I'm going to skip a bunch of it, but basically, Marvel as a company went bankrupt. The trading card aspect of Marvel's distribution, went to almost nothing. Okay, we're talking about print runs of maybe 5,000 boxes, which is not a lot. Okay, these were printed 92 Marvel Masterpieces at 350,000 boxes printed, so you can see the difference.
Big swing.
And that's why you and I couldn't find them anymore in the stores, right? Well, in 2013, Upper Deck had acquired the license for Marvel trading cards in the US, and so they made a metal set as an insert set within a set called Fleer Retro. And they were calling back to the retro of the 90s, right?
Okay.
And those green PMGs for Spider-Man, they're numbered to 10, and they have sold upwards to $255,000, okay? And so that's why, this brand of metal actually is important, okay? Now, there's not a $255,000 metal card in your 95 metals, okay? So don't hear that, but the brand is important. And those PSA 10s and the Silver Flashers are still difficult to find. Got more mixing here. Again, I love this. Again, this is a Hollow Blast of Cyclops, and it was a 2-sided card. So you got a foil side here, and then you got the double side. But the Hildebrands, Greg and Tim, it says G+T Hildebrandt. Sadly, one of the brothers has passed. So getting their combination of art together, you can't do it anymore. But they're really known for their, the way the light, really shines on the card and on the art. They did just an excellent job for 94 Marvel Masterpieces.
I mean, this was kind of the beginning of holographics and stuff like that. So you had a lot of these sparkly, cool cards,
I'm curious if you have any of the 1990 holograms. We haven't seen any of that age yet. We're going to keep looking here. But the holograms are really important to the 90s Marvel cards. And look, just the storytelling on the card is a lot of fun. Take this Magneto here. He controls metal, magnetism, and he's folding the card in because it's a foil card.
I never noticed that.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I just love the storytelling there. And You got doubles on 2 different panels here. It'd be fun just to go back and try to put them in their set
In
orders.
the order, yeah.
A lot of fun. There's something therapeutic about filling out a binder.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love this card, okay? So, this card in the PSA 10 still does really well. Wolverine here. DeVries is the artist, and you'll recognize his art because he's coming at you with everything he does. I'll see if we can point out something else. Something that's really fun, that Upper Deck, again, who now has the license, they do something called a buyback, where they bought these cards back from the marketplace, and then they put a stamp on them and then number them, really low numbered, to like 20 or 50 or 10 even. You open up a modern pack and you'll pull out one of the cards you used to get as a kid.
Wow.
Which is, just
That's
nostalgic,
cool.
but it makes it rare in the fact that it's a variant of it, so to speak, and it's stamped and numbered. And so that's really fun. I still would love to have this in the buyback form or PSA 10 form. There's only one on the market right now, and it's like $1,000. I haven't seen this card in a while for some reason. I like that a lot. Gambit versus Bishop. And who is the artist here? I think the artist is Hildebrandt, but it doesn't say it there where I can see it. A lot of times they'll put the artist on the back, which I miss when they don't do that. Okay, more 94 from the Hildebrandts, like we discussed. You got the gold signature version, which is another set that's difficult to put together. Now, I've only seen one other, here's another one. So these are the Just Go 1992 Marvel Masterpieces. Marvel Masterpieces is now the premier set of Marvel cards in terms of what Marvel card collectors are looking forward to. It only releases about every 2 years, really more like 3. And this was the first set of Marvel Masterpieces.
Cool.
These in the PSA 10 can go anywhere from $100 to almost $2,000 for individual cards graded in the PSA 10. There's still people who are attempting to put a full set together of all PSA 10s. And that's what really drives the value of these. A box right now costs you around $350 to $400, but you gotta be careful because you can imagine those cards sitting on each other for 30 years, 30 plus years now, goodness.
Yeah,
they can brick or stick together, and that affects the condition and the value, which is why the PSA 10s sell for so much.
Right.
Love this Human Torch in the art. Again, that's the Hildebrandts. We're talking about the light and just the way they can make fire just
just great artwork.
Come alive
all the way around.
Okay. So we've got so far from 93, 94 to 95. I haven't seen 96 yet. So I'm curious if you still collected up to that point. Oh, that's a Cookie Crisp card. Yeah. Remember those?
Yeah. Cookie Crisp are great, man.
It's like, did they really make this for kids?
Right.
but that's White Queen.
That's White Queen.
So again, the artist here, this is going to be, I think, Belle. Let's see, Julie Bell. She does a lot of fantasy art, especially with like bodybuilders. Okay, so they were imagining what if real people had these abilities, and that's how they would draw this art, and that's why it came out the way it did. And it worked.
Yeah.
They sold a bunch of them. We got our fun acetate cards.
I always thought that was a cool card.
Oh, this one's in there good.
But it's all plastic, so it's like plastic on plastic stick.
It's like molded in there. Yeah. Front and back see-through. Kind of see-through still.
Yeah, kind of. It's tinted.
Yeah, it is. All right, got another Wolverine. You didn't trade that one to your brother.
I did. It sounds like you might be to the end.
Yeah, we're in the end. You got another stack there.
Mine's a few, yeah.
Let's see what we got. Okay. So these are Flare Ultra Spider-Man from 95, I believe. Let's take a look. Yep, 95. And these are a lot of fun with original art as well. I love this Venom. with the gold web here at the bottom. They're not rare. You got them pretty regularly in the box, but they're fun. Gold SIGs. Again, these are the variants. And were you ever a Carnage fan?
I mean, I knew of, yeah. Carnage is cool.
Carnage is definitely cool. And Scarlet Witch is a villain, which we, kind of see her that way on the TV screen, but she showed up as a villain quite a bit in her history. And the gold web, again, Julie Bell art. I mentioned her a few times. Love to see a Just Go Spider-Man. And in this set, so you basically, it looks like to me like you stopped collecting in the 90s, but this is a 96 set. Here.
These were some of the later ones for sure, because I found them in a different box, like they weren't, I think, of the same era necessarily.
Right. That's it. Well, I'll tell you, you've got some great cards. I think you have some valuable memories, is what I would say. But in terms of cards that have any significant value, they're definitely worth more to you from being able to touch your history and past than they would be to sell. A lot of people our age who collected have basically the same type of collection, right?
Yeah.
And so, but that's actually what kind of builds up the value of some of these older cards, is because when everybody has something, then nobody wants to buy it, right? But when what you love and have that nostalgic memory connected to, if you're able to get the highest grade of it, or maybe if there was a special kind of variant of it that's rare, that's when people start to attribute value to it and then would pay good money. If you're digging through your 1990s Marvel cards, if you have 1990 MU holograms that are in pristine, means basically perfect condition, doesn't mean it looks good. Those cards can sell for a tremendous amount of money. We're talking upwards to $10,000. If you have cards from 1992 from the Jim Lee set, Jim Lee is a famous artist for Marvel and DC, now runs DC Comics. He did autographs on those cards. And so some of the very first pack pulled autographs, those are really special and can sell for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars if they grade well. They're not rare in the sense that there's like only 5 in existence. There's probably 2,000, but they're still very desirable. Well, there's way more than 2,000 people that would want one.
Oh yeah.
And then in 1990, the Onslaught packs came out in 1996. Stan Lee, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee all signed some of those cards. They each signed, I think, about 100, or I think Rob and Jim Lee signed 100 apiece, and Stan is rumored to have signed 200 or 100. We don't know. But those can be pack pulled. The problem is with those is they bricked really badly. So if you buy those boxes now and try to open them, the cards are bricked. So up until then, those were about the most special cards you could pull up to 1996. After 1996, things begin to change. There are cards in there that are worth a tremendous amount of money. But
that's why I stopped at just the wrong time.
What happened is there's a lot of different things that happened. First of all, we began to have the internet, and people began to be aware that what they thought was limited or rare or special, everyone had.
Yeah.
Okay. And people had the ability to sell to each other, and so it really drove that down. On top of that, Marvel went bankrupt, and our local comic book shops and mom and pop shops went away. And so to gain access to this went away, and so the distribution got really, really small. And that plays a lot into why those cards are special. There's other reasons that'll be for another video, but if you're digging through your 90s cards and it's 1990 to 1996, condition is everything unless you have a few of those rare cards that I mentioned.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks.
Man, I really appreciate you sharing it with me.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
If you dig up those other binders in the shed or whatever, I'll be happy to look at.
Gotta try to find them. I feel like there's some other pretty cool cards in there. I just gotta run them down.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Awesome. But everybody, thank you for watching this. If you're digging through your 90s cards, and I would like to know how it makes you feel. Is it nostalgic? Are you only looking for value? Leave me a comment down below and tell me what that experience is like for you. Or have you found any special cards or have any that you think would, grade out in that PSA Gem Mint condition? Let me know as well. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. But as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.